These 6 Claude Code agents run every single day without me, and right now, while I'm sitting here doing nothing, they're already working. Each one of them owns a whole job. One tracks all my numbers, one posts my content, one answers my community, and they all run at the same time in the background, whether my laptop is open or not. And here's the trick that makes it actually worth it. They only fire when there's genuinely something to do, so you're not burning tokens babysitting them. So I'm going to set up all 6 live, show you exactly how each one is wired, and tell you the one that saved me the most time. Let's jump in. Before the first one, let me give you the shape that all 6 of these share, because once you see it, you can build any of them. Every one of these agents is really just 3 pieces. There's a schedule, which is just a timer that says, run this every hour or every morning or every 10 minutes. There's a skill, which is the actual instructions for the one job it does, written in plain English. And there's a memory, so it remembers what it did last time instead of starting from 0. That's it. That is the entire pattern. A schedule, a skill, and a memory. Every single agent in this video is a different combination of those same 3 pieces. And by the end, you'll be able to point at your own work and know exactly which one to build first. The first use case is the one that quietly changed how I run everything, and it's a tracker agent. Here's the problem it solves for you. If you post anywhere online, your numbers are scattered across 8 different apps. YouTube in one tab, TikTok in another, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, all of them wanting you to open the app, log in, and dig around just to see how you did. So what I did is set up a single Claude Code agent that wakes up every morning at 10 past 6 before I'm even awake and pulls the views, the reach, and the followers from every single platform into one place. Watch what it actually does when it runs. It hits each platform's API one after another, grabs the daily snapshot, handles the token refresh when a platform tries to log it out, and writes every number into one table. Then it draws me a single chart, a graph of all my graphs. So the very first thing I see in the morning is every platform stacked on one screen, trending up or trending down. You set this up once as a scheduled job, you hand it the API keys a single time, and then you genuinely never touch it again. The whole thing you're watching took me 1 afternoon to build, and it has run every day since without me opening a single app. That's the pattern for all 6 of these, by the way. A little setup once, then it just runs. The second use case is a content agent, and this is the one people don't believe until they see it. This agent makes an entire video by itself once a day. It starts by looking at what's actually working in my niche right now. It picks the best idea. It writes the full script. It generates the voiceover in my own cloned voice. It animates the motion graphics, and it hands me a finished cut to review. You are literally watching one of its videos right now. Let me show you the loop running end to end. First, it reads yesterday's results, so it starts the day smarter than it was the day before. Then it drafts the script, it voices it, it builds the graphics beat by beat, it lays in the sound, and it drops the whole thing into a review folder with a thumbnail already attached and a title already chosen. Now, I still approve the final cut. That part stays human. That's me protecting the quality. But everything up to that point is the agent doing the work. And here's why this matters for you specifically. The hardest part of posting consistently was never the idea. It's the doing. It's sitting down and actually making the thing. When the doing becomes an agent, consistency stops being a willpower problem and starts being a settings problem. The third use case is a community agent, and this one directly makes me money, so pay close attention to how it's set up. When someone joins my community or leaves a comment or sends a message, there's a short window where a fast, thoughtful reply completely changes whether they stick around or quietly disappear. But you physically cannot sit there refreshing your notifications all day. So this agent watches for those events and drafts the reply in my voice, matching the energy of the post and reflecting the person's actual question back to them. Here's it handling a brand new member. It reads their introduction, it pulls out the specific thing they said they wanted to build, and it writes a welcome that sounds like me, not like a template. I skim it for 2 seconds, I hit send, and that member feels seen in their first 5 minutes instead of their first 5 days. You keep the human hand on the send button, but the agent removes the only reason you'd ever miss the window. For any community, retention is the entire game, and this agent is quietly protecting it every single hour of the day. The fourth use case is a posting agent, and it solves the exact thing everyone quits over, which is showing up every single day. This agent writes one short, punchy post in my style every hour, drops it into a queue, and then drains that queue out to my feed on a schedule. Watch it generate one from scratch. It looks at the angle I care about. It writes a hook. It rewrites that hook 3 times and keeps only the sharpest version, and it lines it up to go out at the next slot. Notice what you are not doing here. You are not sitting there staring at a blank box at 11 at night trying to force something clever. The agent hands you a running stream of posts. You keep the ones you like, you delete the ones you don't, and your entire presence online stops depending on your mood or your energy that day. Set the schedule one time, walk away, and the feed fills itself while you do real work. The fifth use case is my personal favorite because it's an agent whose entire job is to fix the other agents, and it runs completely on its own without me ever knowing. Here's the reality that nobody tells you when they sell you on automation. The moment you run a bunch of agents, some of them will eventually fall over. A background daemon crashes, a session drops, something quietly loses its permissions and starts failing. Normally, that's you at your desk, discovering it hours late and restarting everything by hand. So I built a healer agent that checks the entire fleet on a timer, and the moment it finds something dead, it rebuilds it. And this is the important part. It resumes every agent's conversation exactly where it left off, with its memory intact. Watch it catch a down daemon, spin it back up, and bring every single tile back online, each one remembering exactly what it was doing. This right here is what actually separates a toy from a system. A toy works while you're watching it and standing right there. A system keeps working when you've walked away because something else is watching it for you. The sixth use case is the one that makes this entire setup basically free to run, and honestly, it's the smartest idea in the whole video, which is why I saved it for last. It's called a wake agent. Here's the problem it fixes. If you schedule an agent to run every 10 minutes and every single time it wakes up, it calls the expensive model, then you are paying for that model to think even when absolutely nothing has changed. That's where most of your cost goes, on wake-ups where there was nothing to do. So a wake agent flips the whole thing around. The scheduled job still runs on time, but before it calls the expensive model, one tiny cheap check decides a single question. Did anything actually happen that's worth thinking about? If nothing changed, the real model never fires, and that run costs you nothing. Let me build one live to guard my usage costs. I point it at my numbers, I give it a threshold, and now it checks constantly all day, but it only ever wakes the real agent when there's a genuine spike worth acting on. It's like a night guard who sits there all night and only calls the boss when something is actually wrong. This one flag is the entire difference between agents you can afford to leave running forever and agents you're scared to turn on because of the bill. Give every scheduled agent a wake check, and your whole fleet suddenly costs a fraction of what it should. So let's pull all the way back and look at what you actually just watched. 6 agents, one tracks every number I have across 8 platforms, one makes a full video a day, one protects my community in real time, one keeps me posting every hour, one heals the entire fleet the second it breaks, and one makes the whole thing cost almost nothing to run. None of these is a demo I built for the camera. Every single one of them ran today while I was doing something else entirely, and they will all run again tomorrow, whether I open my laptop or not. And here's the best part. You do not need some new tool for any of this. It is all Claude Code, the exact same thing you already have open, plus a schedule and a little bit of setup. The agents that genuinely change your life are not the ones you sit and chat with all day. They are the ones you set up once and forget, the ones that are working right now in the background while you're doing literally anything else. If you want to start a business using AI agents like these, check out our community in the description down below. Will actually help you build your first one. And check out this video right here where I built a whole website with a single prompt. Click it on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one.